Roger Stone here for Colonial Metals Group. Colonial Metals Group helps Americans protect their future with the most trusted store of wealth in human history. That's actual physical gold and silver. If you're retiring or you're retired, go to colonialmetalsgroup.com/stone right now for your free Roger Stone Colonial Metals Group Retirement Protection Kit. Or call 800-747-6589. That's 800-747-6589. Call now to receive your free home safe and up to $7,500 in free silver.
I'm Michael Che.
And I'm Colin Jost. And we've got a little secret. Actually, it's a pretty big secret.
Well, now you gotta give the people something.
No, I'm not saying a word.
Oh, then people won't know to tune in. Come on, tell them a little bit.
Like how we're hosting a live comedy event streaming only on Peacock September 12th.
Exactly.
Or how it's called New York After Dark, and it's a comedy show that only features drop-in comics.
Boom, you nailing it, dude.
Michael Che's phone number's...
Whoa, hey.
New York After Dark, some kind of live comedy thing. September 12th, only on Peacock.
You love it.
Oh, you're my best friend.
This is Sid and Friends in the Morning.
For my friends.
77 WABC.
Bunch formation to the right.
Oh,
wow! Van Ginkel, touchdown! Wow! Andrew Van Ginkel with the interception, and he takes it to the end zone.
Daniel, how much did the overall play of the offense surprise you today, given the fact that it felt like you guys came out of training camp feeling pretty good?
Tina.
Yeah, obviously we expected to play much better than we did today. A lot of things we didn't do well, like I said, and thought we had a good week of preparation, had a good week of camp, or had a good training camp. So we've got to look at the things we need to do better today and clean those up.
Ryan, where's your confidence in Daniel right now?
Yeah, I'd say just overall we have to do a better job, and that starts with me.
How concerned are you about his confidence level, if at all?
Yeah, I'd say, look, we got to do a better job all the way around. He'll learn from the tape, and we'll be better next week.
Says who? There's my says who, which I said when they kicked me out of the State of the Union when Joe Biden mentioned that the Gaza Help Ministry said the Israelis killed 30,000 Palestinians. I jumped up and said, says who, and they kicked me out. I was nearly arrested that night. True story. Says who, Brian Dable? I mean, look, it's the same old thing. It's been a great show so far today. Great show. Bob Rubin down in Boca, Curtis Sliwa, John Katsimatidis, Janine Pirro, and my girl Marjorie Taylor Greene. But we'll take a little break from the politics, the Trump debate tomorrow night for a second, talk some football, then get back to Trump with Benigno. I'm going to say this about the Giants. I'm a Giant fan, okay? It's the same garbage every year. John Mara should be ashamed of himself. He really should. Giant tickets are not cheap. They're not cheap. And every year they stink. Dable stinks. Shane stinks. Daniel Jones stinks. Now, I'm not surprised. What good training camp did Tina Servacio see? I saw them play one game against Houston, and Jones threw a pick six right away. They looked even terrible there. By the way, my friend Brandon Lang, listening right now, likes the Jets and the under tonight. Brandon Lang, Jets and the under. His girlfriend loves this show. With that said, here he is talking about the Jets. WFAN legend, my man Joe Benigno. And Joe, I'm going to start with a question. In the last 9 years, how many winning seasons, not playoff wins, Super Bowls, how many winning seasons have the Giants had?
Boy. Well, we know they won. They had a winning season 2 years ago when they went to the playoffs and actually beat Minnesota and got crushed by Philadelphia in a divisional round.
Which, by the way, they've never played well since that game, Eagles game. Right.
No. So we know they had that one 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I know they've lost, I think they've lost 7 of their last 8 opening games.
So what's the answer?
I'm going to say 1.
1. Since in the last 12 years, they've had 2 winning seasons, the one you mentioned, and in 2016 under Ben McAdoo, when they got blown out by the Packers in the playoffs.
Oh, right.
That's 2 in 12 years. So between Ben McAdoo,
that's right.
Steve Spagnuolo, Pat Shermer, Joe Judge, and this clown Daboll for this 3rd year, they've had 2 winning seasons in 12 years. The quarterback stinks. Giant fans show up like every game is the Super Bowl. They should be ashamed of themselves.
Well, can I say the Jets have had even worse? The
No!
Jets have had one winning season in the last 14, but I can
Is that
start
right?
giving you and I can start giving you the litany of lousy head coaches that they've had, but nevertheless, we won't go there. I tell you, the only thing that was worse yesterday than the Giants' play on the field was the uniforms. I mean, those uniforms. I mean, come on,
stupid.
Sid,
I know,
Sid,
stupid.
Come on.
And then they
I
stupid.
understand you want to honor, 1924, 100 years of Giant football, and they did that yesterday. But do you have to have helmets that look like it's Michigan?
It was stupid. Looked like Michigan.
Like the Michigan Wolverines, except it was red and blue.
It's funny you mentioned the Michigan Wolverines. They got blown out by Texas.
They did by Texas, yeah.
And last year's Giant defensive coordinator, Wink Martindale, is now the defensive coordinator at Michigan. And but you mentioned that too. Here yesterday is this huge day. You got Bill Sims, Eli Manning, Lawrence Taylor, all these greats. Right. So now they get embarrassed at home by Sam Darnold with all the Giant greats in attendance.
Yeah. No, you're right. Look, it was terrible. I mean, there's nothing else you can
say.
But
it's been terrible for 9 years.
Yeah, I know. The offensive line was terrible. Revamped offensive line stunk. Jones stunk. The defense stunk. Early in the game, they forced that turnover, right? They got that big turnover early in the game. They got that fumble. They set themselves up nicely, deep in Minnesota territory. And the fact they only got a field goal, I thought was huge there. I thought that would kind of set the tone for the rest of the game, to be very honest with you, Sid.
How about Tyreek Hill? He's on the way to the stadium yesterday, Dolphins and Jaguars. And this guy, he's actually a nice guy. He wants to be a cop. He wants to be a cop and a state trooper.
I saw him. I saw the comments.
Yeah, the comments. And we played him on the show. And they throw him to the ground. They handcuff him. Calais Campbell shows up. They handcuff him, too. By the way, that cop has already been put on administrative leave. There goes that investigation.
Well, what did they handcuff him for? Just because he was I guess they got him for reckless driving, right? Wasn't that what it was?
Yeah, but you can't handcuff a guy for that. He didn't even curse.
Arbitrarily? I mean, come on.
And down in Miami, Dolphin players are like God, so that was kind of weird to me. It was, we'll go to Trump here in a second, but,
By the way, Miami comes back from down 17-7.
It's a big win.
It was not a good day for the Jets yesterday, as everybody, including the Patriots. How about the Patriots, Sid, sticking it to the Bengals yesterday? That made me sick to my stomach. I got to tell you, of everything that happened yesterday, I got to see the damn Patriots. Don't tell me they're going to be good again.
No, they're not. They're not going to be good again. The Bengals have really completely fallen apart.
Terrible.
Jamar Chase didn't play. They let Joe Mixon leave. He had a huge day for Houston yesterday. Right. They're not going to be any good. But you're right. Buffalo came back and beat Arizona. Yes. But looking at that Patriot game, what was weird for me? Forget about the win, Jacoby Brissett. No Bill Belichick. Then I watched the Seahawks play the Broncos, Bo Nixon's debut. No Pete Carroll. It was weird not seeing some of these big-name coaches yesterday.
Yeah, no, hey, look, no Nick Saban at Alabama. I mean, come on. I mean, so, just it is crazy with some of this stuff going on. But New England does have a good New England has and still does, a very opportunistic defense. They got a big turnover when it looked like Cincinnati was going in for a touchdown by the goal line. They scare me. The last thing I need is New England being good again.
Okay, so with that said, what was, and we know the biggest surprise based on the spread was the Patriots. They were nearly double-digit underdogs and won.
Right. A lot of people got knocked out of their knockout pool yesterday.
Yes, so for you, what was the biggest surprise, the biggest win for you, and the worst loss?
Well, the biggest win has to be the Patriots. I mean, I don't think there's any question they beat Cincinnati. They were the biggest underdog on the board. And, for them to win the game and really kind of control the game throughout, I think that was certainly the biggest surprise, no doubt about it. I was surprised the Giants got beat down the way they did. I thought that it was a game they could win. Stupid me. That kind of surprised me yesterday. The Giants got their doors beat off. I thought it was interesting. Yes, I'll tell you right now, we talk about bad contracts, okay? And I watched a lot of this game yesterday afternoon. I was watching the Mets a lot yesterday too, but I watched a lot of, the Dallas game. Dak Prescott signs his contract right before the game, right? Highest paid guy, I guess, ever in the history of mankind. C.D. Lamb had signed earlier. I thought Dallas looked good yesterday, but when you talk about bad contracts, the contract that Deshaun Watson got from the Cleveland Browns,
worst ever. Oh
my God!
By the way,
this guy. I mean, I don't mean to.
The worst.
It's unbelievable. This guy, I loved him out of Clemson. I thought he was great at Clemson. He had some big games against Alabama in the championship game. Whatever. He gets drafted by Houston. He starts his career as a rookie great. He played like the first 6 or 7 games. He looked like he was going to be a great quarterback. Then he got hurt. He's never been the same since that injury. And then he got involved with whatever happened with all the nonsense with all these women, whatever the deal was.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not any good.
No, he's
Their
no good.
offensive line, by the way, stunk too. Michael Parsons was in the backfield more than Watson was.
All day, him and Lawrence. Lawrence played great, too. No, listen, Dallas is good. You know, Dak Prescott has to figure out how to win a playoff game, but they're going to be a good football team. But, you know, the 2 worst contracts in football may be Deshaun Watson and Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is $40 million. I mean, he's getting a lot of money. All right, so what do you expect to see tonight? No bigger Jet fan than you. We know what happened to Rodgers last year. Let's assume, please, that Aaron plays the whole game tonight, not 4 plays.
That would be nice.
Right. If he does, what do you expect tonight and really throughout the whole year?
Well, I think it all comes down to his health. I mean, I think they're going to play well tonight. I like them with 4.5 points. I think they got a little bit of – I think Rodgers has a major chip on his shoulder, Sid. I mean, he hasn't played for a year. You know, with all the hoopla and all the hype about him coming to the Jets, I think he's going to play a good game tonight. Now, does that translate into a win? I don't know. But I think if he stays healthy, the key is and I always allude to the great Hyman Roth in Godfather 2. when he says to Michael Corleone, he says, "Michael, nothing is more important than your health.
Yeah.
The health, the most important thing." And that's the bottom line with the Jets, man. Not only does Rodgers have to stay healthy, the offensive line has to stay healthy. You know, with Tyron Smith now, Morgan Moses, Vera Tucker has to stay healthy. You know, they got 2 big-time skill guys in Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson. They got this kid Allen, the running back, the rookie. Looks like you got something with him.
They got a good tight end, too. I like their tight end, too. He's
Conklin.
A big, strong guy. Yeah, he's a good player.
Yeah, Tyler Conklin's. And I will say one thing about the defense. They got a good defense, but the defense, let's be honest, Sid, the defense is a little overrated. They're good, but they're not a game-wrecking defense.
No.
If you want to be, you know, an all-time, if you want to be compared with the 85 Bears, the 86 Giants, the 2000 Ravens, the 02 Bucks, okay? If you want to be compared with the great defenses of all time, then you got to start wrecking games.
Oh, but who's comparing this Jet defense to those guys?
Nobody, but I'm not.
Yeah.
Nobody is.
Okay,
but
good.
That's all you hear about. Oh, the Jets got a great defense.
No, they're fine. They're not great. They're fine.
Well,
right,
that's
right.
what I'm saying.
Yeah. Now, Mark Gastineau's on the golf course today. He's not going up to opposing quarterbacks.
Well, but I'm saying, but that's my point. They don't force enough turnovers.
No, I agree.
And they don't sack the quarterback enough. Right. And that's what you got to do if you want to be a great defense. So the defense is good, but there's certainly room for improvement. We'll see. Look, I mean, the division is winnable, even though everybody won yesterday, and it looks like New England's going to be better than we thought. We'll see. It's only week 1. But I expect them to play well tonight. I expect them certainly to be right in this game, and I would not be surprised if they won. You know, San Francisco's had some issues. It took forever to get Ayuk signed. It took forever to get Trent Williams signed. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
So, in the final 3 minutes, and I do this to you all the time, and you're very consistent. It's always country first, football second.
Yes.
But if I can guarantee you this, I can guarantee you he stays healthy, he plays well, and the Jets beat the NFC champs on the road tonight. Or I guarantee you tomorrow night, Donald Trump wipes the floor with Comrade Kamala.
Well, you know the answer. The wiping the floor with Comrade Kamala. and I got to tell you this thing too, Sid. Okay. Everybody, I'm tired of all these analysts on TV. Well, Don's got to do this, and Don can't do this, and Don's got to do
like me.
This.
That's what I say, right?
I'm tired of hearing it. I'm tired of it. You know, Don's going to be Don, and that's what's got him to the point that he is. He got rid of Hillary Clinton. He got rid of Joe Biden, and he's going to get rid of this. I'll be kind, woman as well.
She's an idiot. She's an idiot, Joe.
Complete.
Yeah.
And one thing I think that needs to be emphasized tonight. He's got to emphasize that they tried to kill him
tomorrow night, right? Yeah,
tomorrow night. They got to emphasize that they tried to kill him. It's almost like it didn't happen. And even when I hear the analysts who are pro Don, and not a lot of them, but you know, Newsmax and Fox, I don't hear that.
No,
I don't hear it, Sid. And he's got to bring it up. You know, if I was Don, I'd say to Kamala, I'd say, look, I took a bullet for my country. What have you done for the country?
She took a penis.
Well, more than
Mayor
one.
Brown's penis.
More than one, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, she did. Well, you said that.
All right, I don't want to, look, I mean, It is what it is. But
It is
I
what it
wouldn't be
is.
surprised.
Yeah.
But,
See, that
you know,
type of analysis, if I'm on Fox News, they'd be number one because you're not going to get anybody else to say that but me. I'm not sure I'd last there very long, but if you're watching that on TV, you go, oh, my God, I love that guy, don't you? You say that, Joe.
Well, you know I love you. But I think that
you're
needs
right.
to be brought up.
He
He's
needs
gotta
to say,
bring up
listen to me.
assassination
He needs
attempt.
to say, now you try to put me in prison. You tried to kill
Right,
me.
That's right.
Come
That's
on.
Right.
What are you, nuts?
That's 100% right. No doubt about it. Well, I mean, look, the latest poll I heard from New York Times, which isn't exactly a bastion of Trump support, as we know, actually has gone ahead a little bit.
Yeah,
Look,
yeah.
Here's my feeling. Here's my feeling on these ridiculous polls, Sid. If it's even, he's way ahead. That's how I feel.
Well, no, that's true because the polls, they only poll Democrats, basically.
That's
so.
exactly
right. No, you're right. All right, so you got a couple of huge nights, Joe, if you think about it.
By the way, it's an honor following Marjorie Taylor Greene. I didn't realize I followed her, but I'm...
No, she was on at 7:45.
Okay.
You followed Judge Janine Pirro. Not bad either.
Oh, I love Janine. Judge Janine does a great job.
Yeah, that's all we do here are legends. You're a legend, they're legends.
No.
Yes, you are.
Sid, the only legend that right now is you, bro.
You're funny.
Tell Lou I love the intro with Inagata Davida. The only problem is we needed another 25 minutes of it.
I know, but he knows that you love. We know what you love, and Lou actually takes the time to make sure that you like what he plays. So it's a big deal. Again, two big nights for Joe Benigno. His Jets tonight. His guy Donald Trump tomorrow night. So go out there, you and your lovely wife there, and get a whole bunch of food and popcorn and enjoy your next 2 nights. Okay.
I'm ready to run. Don't forget the Mets, bro. Let's not forget.
Well,
big week for the Mets.
I know. They won 9 straight before yesterday.
Big week for the Mets, bro. What do you think? They're making the playoffs or not? Yes or no?
I do. I think they're better than Atlanta. I really do. And Blackburn comes back tonight. That's going to help them. I think they're going to edge out the Braves and make the playoffs. Yes.
My only concern with them, they don't hit enough, Sid.
I know.
They go into these funks when they don't hit.
Well, not Lindor. I got to tell you, this guy's been the best player in baseball since the third week of April.
He's been tremendous. Lindor's been tremendous. Vientos has been tremendous. And I'll tell you, the best move, and I had to apologize on my show Saturday because I ripped David Stearns at the beginning of the year, and I was completely wrong. This guy's been tremendous. The best move he's made is the manager, Carlos Mendoza.
Love him.
If I'm the Yankees, I say, wait a minute, you kept Boone and got rid of this guy?
That's a good point. Did you say that on the air on the fan?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a great point. In fact, I want Mendoza. I'll tell you what, I want Mendoza to coach the Giants in Washington on Sunday. How about that?
If the Jets tank again this year, he could take over for Salah. I got to just tell you this quick too. I was on with a station in San Francisco on Friday, and they were talking about Salah when he was the defensive coordinator with the Niners. And I said, look, if the Jets don't make the playoffs this year, he'll be back next year with Kyle Shanahan as a defensive coordinator for the Niners.
He will. Last 30 seconds, the rumors are Juan Soto doesn't leave New York, but maybe the Queens, not the Bronx.
Here's the bottom line on that. Stevie Cohen cannot be outbid for Soto. Now, he may not get Soto, and I still think Soto's going to stay with the Yankees. I do. But he cannot be outbid for this guy. And the only scenario, and I know Pete hasn't had a great year, but the only scenario that I will be okay with Pete walking
Alonso.
is if he signs Soto.
Right. Agreed. I couldn't agree with you more on all your points. That's why you're a legend. I love you. We'll do this again in a couple of days. Joe Benigno, great stuff. Thank you so much.
Bro, God bless America. God bless Big Don.
Well said. Joe Benigno right there, WFAN legend. More importantly now, WABC legend. He's on my show every week, and they love it. The fans love it. They want more Benigno.